This is the Game Lord, and the following material is a collection of the most unique gaming systems. I've chosen them mostly according to their unusual appearance or function. Now, ordinarily, I would generally prefer to compile similar gaming units either by type or chronology. But this list is more random, ranging from early 1970s material to modern gaming. Some of the more fantastic systems are computer football. There's also the handheld Galaxian 2. There's Merlin, a favorite. Space Invaders handheld system that hooked up to your TV set. The Action Max used VHS tapes. It was generally considered a failure, although I personally liked it. A very unusual looking Pong system, video sports, that played Nintendo games on your computer, the Mega Joy. Then there's the Quiz Whiz. This is just a modern joypad from VTech, and then there's another one. I just think that they look interesting, so I included them. It's a great handheld football. That was a very unusual joypad right there, the Joy Ball it was called. Now there is an excellent looking system, the Galaxy 2, one of my favorites. It was made by Epoch. I believe those are the same people who do the credit card billing nowadays and what have you. And you can see their logo off to the far right. Another favorite was the Frogger system. It looked exactly like arcade, only it fit in the palm of your hand. Total Control Football actually had 4 different modulars where you could change them. And that's how it looks like next to a Sega Genesis. That was an enormous system, the Omni. It played 8-track tapes, believe it or not. It did not hook up to your TV set, I believe, but I still think it's a really cool looking system. That was a Pong system that looked a little bit like a radio. Video sports. The Action Max is definitely one of the coolest looking systems. You wore it over your head, of course, and your eyes. The Arcadia 2001 looked a lot like Intellivision, only sleeker. Yes, I consider Socrates to be part of the gaming era, even though it was mostly educational and for kids. The keyboard came out, as you can see, and that's how it looked next to a Sega Genesis. There's the Atari Stunt Cycle, but this is the Telegames version. A lot bigger than the SNES. There's my fake deer. A really cool Star Wars handheld. This dates back to the original series. There's the Super Graphics from NEC Technologies. It was like an advancement of the TurboGrafx. There's the Coleco Combat System. Those handles often fell off. That system is obviously not for your television, but I still thought it was pretty neat looking. There's an awesome variation of the NES, and there's another example. That's the Famicom Twin. There's the great Turbo Duo next to its Japanese counterpart. The Duo R, really fantastic. The PC Shuttle, just amazing that these all came from NEC. There's the original Odyssey. Now this is one of my favorites, that huge football, dating all the way back to 1969. And I believe that was the baseball, then the football came in 71, 72. There's the box for the Omni. Another science kit, from the late 60s, early 70s, they were very common. And yet another one, which I include in this collection. It's part of the history of gaming, as far as I'm concerned. There's the ColecoVision steering module. That was expansion module 2. It was a lot of fun. It didn't really feel like a steering wheel, but it still handled very well. There's that wild looking trackball controller from Atari. Look at how huge that is. A lot bigger than the 7800 version. There's the zoomer for the NES. Didn't function correctly, but it looked cool. That's for the SNES, and I believe it also worked for the Sega Genesis as well. It was like a multi-function type system. That's for Coleco, a Coleco controller, the Super Action Controller it was called. That is the huge Blaze joypad, the largest joypad ever. Look at how that looks next to the NES Advantage. Look at how huge that is. And there's the Virtual Boy. It was a failure, but it was still pretty cool. Some really great. This is the U-Force. That was for NES, Nintendo. And it went up against the Power Glove. There's the Power Glove right there. That's how it looks next to a Super Nintendo. Very innovative these items were. They weren't necessarily great, but at least they were thinking. And the Power Glove is just a really great example. The Power Glove, I believe it did come in 2 different sizes. That just about covers it. There's a Bridge Challenger too. All part of the history of gaming. Now I believe that came for the Atari 2600, believe it or not, the Cosmic Commander. That hooked up with Atari.